Fresh Maine lobsters.
Holy! It's moving!
Well, they weren't kidding when they said fresh. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Jaking It Easy. I'm Mitch, and luckily for me, I have the best job in the world. And we just flew into Maine today, and we were able to get our hands on some live Maine lobsters. So down in Florida, that's a delicacy. And come on over and take a look at what we got. These are 1.5 pound, 1.75 pound Maine lobsters. I was able to get them from a local place, McLaughlin Seafood, 728 Main Street, Bangor, Maine. $55, which is what I would say is the surprising part of this. If you know, lobster in Florida costs about $25 for a pound. I got these for $9.99 a pound. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys how to boil them the easiest way. And I'll take you guys through dinner and we'll do a taste test. And I'll let the kids and the old lady tell you how they like it. All right, so the first thing I did, I went ahead and I put on some potatoes. Easy. Mashed potatoes. I'm making some broccoli. I threw that in the oven in some aluminum foil, so that'll be our sides. And once I feel like the potatoes are close to being mashed, I'll go ahead and get started on the lobsters. I was gonna let the lobsters run free and chase my kids around the house, but I realized that that would be extremely cruel to the lobsters, not my kids. But I feel like I'm just gonna let these guys go the easiest way, being they are live lobsters. We're just gonna go ahead and boil them, which is the most humane way to let them go. They don't feel any pain and they immediately die. So we're gonna just boil them. I'm not gonna have any lobster wars like I wanted to. The 12-year-old in me thought about putting little knives in their hands, but we're not gonna do that. So we'll keep this an adult channel. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we have our water at a boil. We want it at a heavy boil. I have 2 pots boiling, obviously, because I don't have big pots. I'd say the hardest part about this task so far has been finding the proper lids to fit. My wife has a tendency, and I'm not gonna blame her because she's gonna throw the camera at me, but she just indiscriminately places lids. I do it myself, it's me, not her. I place lids all throughout the house. I'm gonna add some Everglades fish and chicken into the boiling water after I've dug my own grave. And once I get that going, I'm gonna bring you over to the lobsters. So you see they're at a heavy boil is what they consider it. Now you wanna grab the lobsters and you wanna grab them from behind the claws. As such, obviously you can see that their claws are rubber banded.
Oh my god!
And we're gonna put them in head first. So contrary to popular belief, they do not make any noise when you put them in water. They are alive when they die, as a famous person once said on MTV, which is probably my favorite thing I've ever heard. You want to make sure they fully get submerged. Now, obviously you can see that it brought the water to stop boiling. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a 10-minute timer and try to get this sucker to stay down. And that is step 1 in how to enjoy a lobster. So we have another pot of boiling water, and while we got the time, we're gonna go ahead and just throw lobster number 2 in and you can see I'm leaving the rubber bands on. And we're gonna go ahead and put him right in there and push him down so that we make sure that the whole lobster gets cooked evenly. Put the lid on, that's very important. And we're gonna bring it back to a boil and we're gonna let it go for 10 minutes.
There's another one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw all 3 in now. And then we'll show you the taste test. The main thing that I've learned with these lobsters is you do not want to overcook them. Overcooking them is probably the worst thing you can do. They become very hard to eat. So 10 minutes, if they're not done, you can check them. If they're not done, go ahead and throw them in longer. But you can't uncook a lobster once it's overcooked. So undercook it, that's fine. Throw it in a little longer and move on.
House?
Yeah.
Sophia's house.
All right. You ready? All right, here's 2 of our lobsters. I didn't want to try to squish them in. But like I said, I did 10 minutes. And if they're undercooked, I'm going to go ahead and just throw them in the oven.
I touched them.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I taught my daughter how to pick up a lobster today, so that was
I was a little bit scared.
Yeah. Tell them how it was, Kayla.
It was a little bit scary.
Right. But did you get over it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you have to pick them up at
Behind the head, right?
Yeah.
So if you pick them up behind the head, they can't get you with any of their little arms?
Yeah. But the big arms hurt you.
Right.
Put it on for 10 more minutes.
All right. So we'll update you once I crack into these and see how they cooked. All right, here we go. Here is what we're working with. Turns out 10 minutes was absolutely perfect. The tails cracked perfectly. I had to go in there and get a vein out. Cut right down the center of both of the lobster tails. Cut the vein out. Nice meat. You crack the shell with a knife. And I cut too deep into that one, so we'll put that in the blooper outlet. But in theory, it should look more along the lines of take the knife, crack it, pull it open, and that's what that should have looked like had I not made the mistake. Bingo. Cool. And I'll show you how to take the tail off. The tail is super simple. This was our 3rd lobster. We also cooked him for 10 minutes. He's still a little hot. So just grab a clean towel, go ahead and just turn it, twist it. And that's what you're cleaning out of there, is that little vein right there. It's unsavory, but cleans up nice. Split her open. Garbage. And then I'm taking my scissors and I cut right in here until I find that little piece right there and I pull that out. That's all that really was. Clean it back up and put it on the plate. And we're looking at a good amount of meat from this this one particular lobster. So I'll show you again just for ease of reference. Just crack it with your knife, turn the knife a couple times, split it. Try not to pull all the meat in half. And then you should be able to work it out. Like I said, this was 10 minutes. If your lobster comes out and it's not cooked, just go ahead and cook it a little longer. You could pop it in the oven. You could throw it on the barbecue, which is very enjoyable. I really enjoy it on the barbecue. With some charcoal, it takes on a lot of that nice flavor. But let me get the plate set up for the kids and my wife, and we'll let you know how it tastes.
How is it?
Good.
All right, so here we are. Mitchie? Oh no, that's William. How's the lobster taste, Michaela?
Good.
You like it?
Huh?
Nicely cut
I like-
lobsters.
I love the soft part. I like
Brittany, how do you feel about the lobster?
It's good.
All right.
It's really good.
Well, that's the basics on how to boil a lobster. If you get a chance to stop through Maine and get yourself some lobsters for $55, and you could make a meal like that, do it. They're super simple to make. It feeds the whole family. I mean, if you go out to even Red Lobster and try to make a meal like that, or buy a meal like that, it's going to cost you upwards of probably $200. So, well, that's it for another episode of Jaking It Easy. I'm Mitch, and I'll see you next time. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Shoot me a comment if you guys got any ideas for what you want me to make. I seen somebody commented recently about what's that damn thing called? The pedal commander for the Silverados. I'll get more into the Silverados. We'll talk about those trucks. I'll tell you what I don't like, what I do like, the difference between my 05 and my 2016. I'll get into that. I'll keep you up with the boat. And I got to take you guys fishing one of these days, and girls. So we'll get there. Give me some time. It's not an easy process starting a YouTube channel, but till next time.